What's going on, YouTube? Effect Records here. Today we're going to be looking at the EVO 8 project build. Now this is the first video at the new house, so super exciting things are about to happen. Hopefully we'll be able to have this running and driving relatively soon. It just depends on what it needs and what I can do and stuff like that, like in a short manner of time. But the first thing we'll probably do is raise it upon some jack stands, and then so we can take a better look underneath of the car and see what it already has and what I got to order, as well as take a look at the ABS pump. I know there's a leak on top because I like the brakes to work as well, so that way when we actually do get it running and driving, we can actually stop. It's kind of important too, I guess. But yeah, so that's kind of the game plan. I don't really got a whole lot to say. It's basically just trying to get it started now, and then after we get it running and driving, I plan on tearing it all down. Once I want to make sure I have it all complete though, before I tear the car down. So I want to have make sure that the bumpers and everything are situated with bolts, and I have everything. And then when I tear it back down, I'll label everything so I know where how to put it back together again, and then we'll do a proper build after that. It's just I've never seen this car driving yet, so that's my number one goal for that, as well as removing a lot of the rust, which I already taken that out of at school. So yeah, that's basically the plan. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright guys, so I got good news and bad news. Well, this is what I got out of the EVO 8 so far, underneath of it, and I kind of have a plan of attack of what I kind of trying to do, and I'll get to that in a second. But I took out the rear diff, the subframe, the fuel tank, as well as the rear diff support cross member, as well as the wheels. So got all of this out of my way, so that way I can focus on trying to run the fuel lines and brake lines while I have the part. I'm going to be working on that, which I'm about to go into the vehicle here in a second. But real quick before I get too far, when I got the subframe out of the way, I went to test the filler neck that I got, which said it fit an EVO, and I'm assuming it does not. I'm assuming it's just a regular Lancer, because this thing doesn't account for the wide body part of the car is what I'm expecting, or whatever. So bad news, the filler neck is not going to work out for my application, so I'm still in the search for the filler neck, which kind of sucks. So I mean, it fits up to like right here. So, you know, worst case, I guess I can cut it, you know, here and then run soft tubing to the fuel tank. I'm sure I can make that work if I wanted to, because this bend is like all correct where I can probably make it work. But then after this, it just gets in the way of the upper control arm right there. So kind of sucks on that spot, but it's whatever, I guess. Still in the search out. See, they're discontinued, and I really should have just kept my old one. I'm pretty sure I could have restored it as well, but I was like, you know, I'm just gonna get a new one, right? So I didn't think it was gonna be dang near impossible to get one. But yeah, so there's that. Let's go ahead and go into the car, and I'll kind of show you the plan of attack for what I plan on doing for my next video for this car. So we can go under here. See, I got the fuel tank out and everything. Looks pretty open, a lot more open than it did. I'm trying to make sure I have all these nuts and stuff too in place. That way, you know, like I said, I want a complete car by the end of it. So that's kind of the plan. But right, let's grab one of these flashlights. It's nice to have 3. There's still rust peeking through the subframe after I repaired it on the outside, so I'm assuming it's because of the inside. I don't really want to, you know, cut it and fix it that way. But I want to take care of it before I put everything back together, so I don't got to worry about a rust issue. So I'm trying to think if you guys know, you know, have any kind of idea on how to repair it, because I definitely made it, you know, shiny metal on the outside and stuff, but you know, rust is just one of those things where it just sucks to mess with. So hopefully I don't gotta cut out metal and then weld and all that stuff. So but I definitely would like a rust-free car in the end, so I don't gotta worry about it in the future for the most part, because you know, I'm not gonna drive it all that often. Kind of like my 10 as it is. I just, you know, I've had it since 2020 and only put 2,600 miles on it, so kind of like that. And I'm not gonna drive in the winter and all that, so I shouldn't have as much issues with rust. But with that being said, like I said, I want to take care of what I can, because you know, this is just sitting, this isn't even driving, so and it's already peeking through. So yeah, I mean, most of it still looks pretty good though. A lot of it's still black since the last time I looked at it in school, which was for like ever ago. But yeah, so I like to take care of the rust. And then once I take care of the rust, well, I guess while I'm taking care of the rust, I'm gonna look into getting, you know, the brake lines situated, because they're kind of messed up right there. So I gotta look into the brake lines and the fuel lines as well as rust. So that's kind of the next plan for the car. Like I said, I don't really want to cut out metal and weld some in. One of the biggest reasons why is the, you know, getting behind the metal after you weld it in to rust proof the rear of it and stuff. So I like to find an alternative. You know, I'm sure there's a way, because people restore classic cars all the time, right? Or they're due to I mean, classics probably open C channel kind of frames too, maybe, I don't know. I haven't worked on a classic, so I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, so I gotta fix, you know, I want to fix all this rust while I'm down here. Because before, like, once I get the rear done, I don't plan on taking it apart again unless I upgrade, or have to, I guess. So, because then it'll just be like the engine mods and builds like that and stuff. So unless I upgrade or something, I'm not going to really try to take it apart. But yeah, so that's the underneath of it right now, just all clear. It's definitely nice having 3 of these flashlights, dude. Just shine them at every angle. But yeah, that's, you know, basically this video, I guess. Not really much more to say, except for I'm looking for a new filler neck now. So if you guys also know a place where I can get a filler neck, that'll be awesome advice as well. It's been so long since I posted a video about this. And I'm actually, if you're confused about the thumbnail, this is episode 1. Well, I'm actually just gonna, you know, start basically fresh with episode 1, just because it's a new house, new garage. You know, like I said, I'm gonna be doing, you know, trying to showcase the best of my ability, and hopefully I'll improve over time, you know, the work being done in the car instead of my previous lackluster videos. So I'm just gonna start at episode 1, and then same thing for the Jetta. But yeah, that's basically, you know, this video, as much as I can say. hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I wanted to get the filler neck on, or at least test fit it to make sure it fit, which I couldn't do prior because I had it all together. And like I said, I was looking for a new house, so I didn't want to take it apart until I got to the new house, because it was, for one, it was winter, so it was cold, and now it's not, but now I got space and stuff. So but yeah, I guess I'll catch you guys on the next one. So yeah, peace.